So, okay, let's come back to the UK. And Wes Streeting is our new health secretary. So let's bring him on screen because he's talking about what is the future for the health service in the UK. And just as I read through this, just think about this. This is a Labour politician, apparently. So he making it. I've mis I've mislabeled this, so I do apologise for the mislabeling of these graphics. I haven't, and you had forgotten something this morning. But anyway, this is Wes Streeting. So he said, "I want to end the begging bowl culture where the health secretary only ever goes to the Treasury to ask for more money. I want to deliver the Treasury billions of pounds of economic growth." So this is what he's talking about for the health service, becoming a driver of economic growth. The government's agenda for health and social care can help drag our economy out of the sluggish productivity and poor growth of recent years. We will make Britain a powerhouse for life sciences and medical technology. So when Keir Starmer is talking about change, Debbie's been reporting on the fact that the Tory government has been wanting to make Britain a powerhouse for life sciences and medical technology over the last dozen years, number of years anyway. And nothing is changing here. There's another example of nothing changing. Streeting goes on to say we can develop modern treatments for patients and help get Britain's economy booming. He said the NHS and social care are the biggest employers in most parts of our country. They should be the engines of economic growth, giving opportunities in training and work to local people as well as providing public services. When Keir Starmer said he would lead a mission-driven government, so there's that term again that we heard from Ed Miliband. When Keir Starmer said he would lead a mission-driven government, that's what he meant, working together to a shared mission. This government will get Britain booming. Charles, I don't know what you think about that, but it just struck me about how the Labour Party no longer even nearly represents what the Labour Party once did.
No, they don't. Sorry, they don't, Mike. And I think you're absolutely right. It's an extraordinary kind of contortion, but it does go back. I mean, it does go back to the 1940s, and it questions the whole genesis of the NHS and all the resistance to it then. And I think that is something that never should be forgotten, because of course it was only really with the government control and all the safety and security that people were hoping for in relation to their freedom, where have we sort of heard that before? But no, absolutely. And actually, I just might say that it seems like such gobbledygook. In a way, I wouldn't have been surprised if it had been Stoltenberg rather than Wes Streeting that had said it. But no, it's senseless. I suppose I'd be surprised those that did vote Labour. I wonder what they make of it. I really do. It seems very, very much out of step.
Yes, indeed. Well, don't worry. Stoltenberg is making another appearance, although he does look a bit like Keir Starmer in a second. So I'm going to apologise for not having the attribution correct on the graphics. But anyway, before we get there, let's just talk about devolution, because yesterday all the Metro mayors were gathered together at Downing Street. This is simply brilliant, says Peter Stefanovic. Metro mayors at Downing Street to meet Prime Minister Keir Starmer, working together to deliver change, the change our cities and country deserve. So the government in their press release talking about all the Metro mayors coming together at Downing Street to begin the process of shifting power out of Westminster through a major programme of devolution that will power up all corners of the country. In their first round table, the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister will continue putting into practice the commitment for a reset in relationships between central and regional governments, focusing on public service respect and collaboration. Leaders will come together to discuss a new partnership approach and agree early actions needed to scale up devolution and empower regions to deliver change for their communities, helping to unlock economic growth and tackle regional inequality. But as we've noticed already, they're not delivering change at all. They're delivering the same policy agendas that we've seen under the Tory government. The Deputy Prime Minister, Angela Rayner, will also use the meeting, did also use the meeting to mark the beginning of the process of establishing local growth plans across the country. So Charles behind him had Your Life in Their Hands. If you haven't got a copy of this yet, you need to get one, because that is showing you the foundations of all this stuff that they are pushing through at the moment. So let's bring the misattributed Jens Stoltenberg on screen. In fact, Keir Starmer saying, "My fundamental belief is that those with skin in the game are the ones who know best what they need. That's why for many years I've been in constant dialogue with metro mayors across the country about what works for their areas, and I will continue that now as Prime Minister. It's also why I've made it a priority to meet with all metro mayors in my first week of Prime Minister. By resetting these crucial relationships and putting more power in the hands of local leaders, I'm determined to make sure they have the support they need to play their part in delivering growth in every part of the country." This devolution agenda is part and parcel of Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. We shouldn't be surprised that we're seeing it being pursued vigorously by this Prime Minister and this government. We'll be reporting much more on this in the coming days and weeks. So, well, we've got to leave it there for today. I'm going to say thank you very much to Vanessa and Charles for joining me today. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back in a couple of minutes if you're a UK column member for some extra. But otherwise, don't forget the interview at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And we'll be back for another news programme at 1 p.m. as usual on Friday. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.